Greetings, Poke fans! Michael here, and welcome to the 5th episode of my possible new Alola Form series for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, where I go over my ideas for some possible new Alola forms that could be coming to the new games. Now, before I dive into this episode, I do want to apologize that this video is late. I normally post this series on Wednesdays, and today as well, it's not Wednesday. I had a very big video project that I was working on this week that I had to prioritize and make sure that got done before I did any other videos, so that's why there haven't been videos for a while. But that is done now, and we can get back to the regular video stuff. But speaking of that project, you're gonna want to make sure you're here on the channel on Saturday, because there's something very exciting coming up. If you have missed any of the last 4 episodes about Typhlosion, Crobat, Magcargo, or Jumpluff, the link to the series playlist is in the cards in the upper right hand corner. You can click or tap there and watch all of those, and all of the future episodes will be in that series as well. So if you're watching this video much later, then there's other ones there also. Also, like all of the other ones, while the ideas for these Alola forms are mine, the art is made by ReallyDarkandWindie, whose fantastic YouTube, DeviantArt, Fakemon Wiki, all that stuff. Links are down in the description below. But without further ado, here are my ideas for an Alolan Octillery. Similarly to Magcargo and Jumpluff, I think Octillery is one of the most likely Pokemon to get an Alola form in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. The two main reasons for that are that number 1, it was not available in Sun and Moon whatsoever at any point. Number 2, it's a Johto Pokemon, and since the Johto games are coming to the Virtual Console shortly before Ultra Sun and Moon release, well, makes it seem like a lot of Johto Pokemon are gonna get Alola forms. I think Octillery should change from being a pure water type to a water psychic type. And real quick before I get into why, be sure to vote in the poll card in the upper right hand corner on whether or not you guessed the silhouette correctly from last week, both whether or not you got the species right and if you got the typing right. But now let's talk about my Alolan Octillery. My Alolan Octillery is based heavily on the mimic octopus, a fascinating species of octopus that mimics other sea creatures by changing how its legs are held or changing the pigment of its skin. It does these things both to sneak up on unsuspecting prey, such as pretending to be a crab to get close to another crab and then eating it, or by pretending to be something else that a predator would not want to get close to, such as pretending to be a jellyfish, which sharks are not gonna touch. If Octillery came to the Alola region, it would be exposed to far more natural predators than it would in the other regions. In the other regions, if it had natural predators in the same route, it was mostly Gyarados and on rare occasions Sharpedo. But in the Alola region, it would be exposed to both of those along with several new ones, such as Marini, Toxapex, and Bruxish. The larger amounts of natural predators would force Octillery to find some way of dealing with that in order to survive. And I think what makes the most sense is it becomes like a mimic octopus, where it changes its body to mimic other Pokemon that are less appealing for predators. For example, remember what I said about how mimic octopi will mimic a jellyfish? If a Sharpedo is coming near an Octillery, it just has to mimic or transform into a Tentacruel, and then that Sharpedo is not going to want to mess with that. In regards to its typing, the water type obviously makes sense that it stays, but its secondary typing, Psychic, I think fits really well with the whole mimicry, disguising, confusion aspect of its new biology. In regards to its stats, I think Alolan Octillery would get a massive buff in its speed stat. Regular Octillery has very low speed, but I think Alolan Octillery should be very fast so it can more adequately avoid the predators. In exchange for this speed buff, I think it should have its attack and special attack lowered by quite a bit, since if an Alolan Octillery has the option between fight or flight, I think it makes sense that it's gonna choose flight. And finally, for its ability, I think the perfect ability would be Illusion, where it comes into battle and until it gets hit, it looks like a different Pokemon within the party. Now, some of you may be like, I don't think it should really get the signature ability of Zorua and Zoroark, so if you're not okay with that, maybe it could just get the move Transform by Level Up instead, but honestly, I think Illusion is the perfect fit for this Mimic Octopus-based Pokemon, since it's not transforming into other Pokemon, it's just mimicking them. So there we have it. Those are my ideas for an Alolan Octillery. Be sure to let me know down in the comments below your thoughts on my ideas, and if you have any different ideas for an Alolan Octillery, let me know those as well. Also, be sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and if you're not already subscribed, you should definitely do so. I make a bunch of Pokemon content that I am sure you will enjoy. And of course, here is the silhouette for next week's episode. Be sure to let me know your guesses both on the species of Pokemon, but also on what you think its new typing might be. Alright, that's all I have for now. So till next time, Poke fans, gotta catch them all!